Okay, welcome everyone to part two of New Nuggets for Newbies. My name's Elizabeth Guyver. I am one of your uplines. I am going to talk to you tonight. Last week, Kelly talked about how to post. This week, I'm going to talk about how to grow your network. Really, honestly, two of the biggest fears or myths people have when they start Plexus is one, people are going to be annoyed if I share, and two, I don't know anybody. We've all thought that. Many people are stay-at-home moms. They may even homeschool. They may just have a few close friendships, so they think that they don't have a network. But did you know that the average person knows 420 people? Okay, so we all know more than we think we do. It's just a matter of jogging your memory to remember who they are. And so one of the things I'm going to talk about, in fact, I'm going to talk about it first, is who do you know? Let's talk about that for a few minutes because, again, so many people think, I don't know anybody. I'm from a small town. My network is tiny. I'm shy. I don't get out, I don't get out with other people much. You do know more than you think. So let's talk about that. One of the best tools you can do to help you think about who you know, because you want to create a list of people you know. We have something called the Franks list, and Franks stands for friends, relatives, acquaintances, neighbors, kids' activities, and social groups. If you type in Frank's list on the internet, you're going to find a list, a document that has that broken down. What I also have discovered here recently is there are so many other great memory joggers out there that get more specific. There's some that list tons of careers to help you jog your memory, like accountant, teacher, pastor. People are going to come to mind when you go over that list of different jobs that are out there. There's one out there that helps you find the most influential people in your network. By asking simple questions, people are going to come to mind, and it's going to help you create that list. So you want to write down every person that comes to mind. And you don't want to prejudge and say, oh, they're not going to be interested. They have enough money. They're healthy. Guys, remember, these products are for everybody. So even if they don't need to lose weight, so we have a whole line of products that helps with gut health, helps with immune system, helps with chronic pain. And a lot of people keep those things to themselves. They don't let people know that they're suffering. So all we're doing tonight is focusing on who do we know and making that list. This list, I encourage you to take everywhere you go, because you're going to be out driving around and somebody's going to pop in your brain. You're going to run into them at the store and you want to put their name on your list. Okay? You're going to make sure that you add these people that come to mind as Facebook friends if they have a Facebook account or an Instagram account. I am actually really new to Instagram. But my network is growing in a way that it wasn't on Facebook, because a lot of my friends are no longer on Facebook and now doing Instagram. So I'm reaching new people that I never could through Facebook because they quit using Facebook or they never have been on Facebook and they do Instagram. So that's just something to keep in mind. Instagram is geared more towards photos, and some people would rather post photos than tell about their lives. So be sure to try to use both Facebook and Instagram when you're trying to network with people. Also, go through your current Facebook list, your friends list, and write down those people, because there's going to be people from your past, people from, things that you're not involved in anymore that you're going to forget that you know, and you're going to add them to that list. So you want to keep this list living fluid, constantly growing, and you're adding to it all the time. And you're going to be surprised how quickly you've got several hundred names down on your list. You might not be best friends with all of them, but you know them. And that means they are in your network, in your circle of influence, and they are worth writing their names down. Something else you want to keep in mind is it's not just about who you know. It's about who you know, who they know, who they know, and who they know. Okay? Just think how big your network really is when you think of it as each person is building. It's kind of like the 7 ways to, what was his name? Oh gosh, the guy from Footloose. Kevin Bacon. Everybody's like seven people from Kevin Bacon. It is so true. We are more connected than we realize. So you need to think about who is in your network that you can drip Plexus on, share Plexus with, invite them onto your journey, and they're going to be thinking, I can think of this person who needs to know about these products. I can think of this person whose husband just lost their job who might be interested. And it's going to be the ripple effect. Starting with who you know, it's going to ripple out into your friends' networks and their friends' networks and their friends' networks. And that's what network marketing is about. So your job is to connect with as many people and get yourself in front of as many people as possible. And it really kind of is a numbers game, guys. The more people you're connecting with, the more people that you are in relationship with, the more people that are seeing your Instagram and Facebook posts, the more people you're going to connect with, the more people are going to say yes, the more people that are going to join you on this journey. And then your team is going to grow and grow and grow. There are several diamonds, guys, many diamonds who come from tiny towns, who stay home, who homeschool their kids and have no network, or they thought they didn't have any network. And there are people who were very, very painfully shy, introverted, only had like a few close friends and family members that they stayed in contact with, and they are top in the company. And part of it is because it was who those people know. Those few people that they knew, it's who they knew. And it's also over time, they started growing themselves, stepping out of their comfort zone, expanding their network. And guys, if they can do it, every single one of you can do it. So don't let that fear of, I don't know anybody, I'm too shy, my network's too small, everybody I know already buys Plexus. Guys, it's not true. It may seem like it. You may think everybody you know uses Plexus or has tried it, but really, guys, we're just scratching the surface. So once you get that list going, you're going to realize how many more people need to know about Plexus that don't know, that you don't talk to often, that you have a chance to reconnect with them, to build that relationship with, because now they're in your mind, because they're on your list. That list is worth its weight in gold. Mine's on my iPad mini, and I keep having to send myself a hard copy because one of these days that thing's going to go kaput, and I'm going to freak out if I don't have a current copy downloaded onto my computer. So, guys, you cannot keep everybody you know up here. It's got to be written down so that you can be intentional, and you can use this list in ways that you're going to learn about probably next week with Jen, but you've got to have these names written down. You've got to have a list to go by so that you are being smart, you're being strategic, you're being focused, and your work is paying off because you know who you've contacted, you know who you're going to contact, and you're going to be strategic in who you're choosing to reach out to when. It's got to be in a list, guys. Let's see here. Okay, now we're going to move on to number 2. The second point is how to expand your network in person. Okay? We're going to talk about in a minute how to expand it on social media, but right now we're going to talk about how to do it in person. You need to be thinking about, who do I see on a regular basis? Go through your day and think about, when I take the kids to school, who do I run into? Okay. When I'm going to work, who do I see? When I run errands, who do I run into? You know, I find when I go to the grocery store, I usually get one of like a couple of 2 or 3 different checkers. Okay. That's somebody you connect with. Okay. You can start being more intentional about having a conversation with them, and you need to add them to your list. Think about when you go to the bank, do you always get the same teller? Think about who cuts your hair, who does your taxes. Guys, use those memory joggers and think about who in your life do you see regularly that you may not call your friend, but that you have lots of contact with, and write their names down. You're really going to be surprised how many people you do come in contact with, even if they're not your close friend. Think about people at the post office. I always get the same guy at the post office. Your dentist, your doctor, the girl at the doctor's office that, greets you when you come in the door. If you go to the orthodontist with your kids, you're seeing those people on a monthly basis. You're talking to the little girl at the counter on a monthly basis. Those are relationships that can be furthered. Those are where you can be carrying your pink drink in and getting that conversation started. Put those names on your list. Think about when you're out and about at restaurants. Okay, I have recently gotten several new Facebook friends and gotten some interest from simply having great service at a restaurant. The little girl will come and check on us often at our table. Before I leave, I make sure I give her my card and say, you know what, thank you so much for the wonderful service. I work for it myself. I'm always looking for people with great customer service, and you provided that for me. And then I give her my card. I ask her if she's heard about Plexus. I simply tell her it's a line of healthcare products. I said, let me friend you on Facebook and go from there. But don't let those people who provide great service from you not end up on your list, not end up as a Facebook friend. Again, that's another way to expand your network. Think about at stores when you're checking out. If somebody was really attentive to you and helped bring you the next size in clothes or helped you find something that you couldn't find, tell them how much you appreciate that. Let them know that's what you're looking for. Okay? Ask them if they've heard of Plexus. Another great avenue to meet new people. Think about clubs, groups, and organizations you belong to. Or clubs, groups, and organizations you could belong to, okay? Sometimes we get so busy with life that we think, oh, I don't have time to join a club. I don't have time to be in an organization. But yet you're taking your kid to football practice all the time. That's an organization. Get to know those moms that you're sitting next to at football practice. Think about it, church, Sunday school. That's an organization. That's a little group. Get to know people. Instead of sitting there on your phone at these things where you're listening like PTA meetings, talk. Get to know the people around you. Be friendly. You're going to attract friendly people. Those are the type of people you want. Okay? So be the type of person that you want to attract and add them to your list. You have opportunities all the time to grow your network. You've just got to think about it. You've got to be strategic. You're not even talking about Plexus. You're just simply looking for opportunities to meet new people. And as often as you can, find a reason to add them as a Facebook friend. Okay? It could be related to your kids. You could be like, let's stay in touch, whatever. Find a reason to connect with them on Facebook. You don't even have to, and most likely you won't bring up Plexus until the time is right, because you don't want them thinking you're just out hounding people to become Plexus ambassadors or customers. You genuinely are trying to build relationships with these people. So do it in a way that's genuine. But most people are on social media now, so it's not going to be as awkward as it was even just a few years ago. People are used to connecting through social media, so use that tool. Some of the other groups, let me see, I wrote down moms groups, Bible studies, PTA, book clubs, volunteering, whether you volunteer at school, volunteer at church, volunteer through an organization, that's a great way to expand your network. Community groups, like fundraisers and things like that, classes that you might take, your kids' activities, and likewise, think about things that you can connect with or you are connected with, and use those opportunities to grow your network through connections. It's really, honestly, I used to be one of those moms that would sit at the game or sit at the practices on my phone. Okay, even work in my business. And I had to stop it and make myself put it in my purse and talk to people around me. And that's how I've gotten a few people on my team, because I looked up and opened my mouth and started talking. And what I found was I really connected with the friendly moms that were there also. Some were over there hiding out on their phones, and I'm sure they're friendly too. But it drew me to the people who are outgoing, friendly connectors. And now some of those people are on our team. So I urge you, it's an easy way to do it. Plus, who doesn't want more friends? Who doesn't want to connect with somebody when you have kids involved in the same activity, or you're in the same Sunday school, or you're in the same volunteer group? It's always more fun to do those things with friends. So make new friends. Make that a priority every day to connect with new people or to reconnect with people you haven't talked to in a while. Okay, the third way to expand your network is through social media. Like I said earlier, you can go through your friends list on Facebook. It's going to bring up a lot of people you forgot about. You can reach out to them, and I'm sure that's going to come in another training, but you can intentionally start, liking their posts and commenting. Also, there's this section on Facebook where it says add friends you may know. That's connecting you to people who have the same friends as you do. And honestly, guys, I even add people I don't know that maybe we worked with some of the same teachers at one point. So I'm friends with a lot of teachers in a couple of districts I used to work in that I've never met. But because we have mutual friends, teachers in those districts, I've added them, and they've accepted because they see we have, 5 to a dozen common friends. And now some of them are reaching out to me about Plexus. I don't know if anybody's joined. Yes. Joined my team, and customers. Never would have met them if I hadn't added them as a friend I may know. So great way to grow your network. Another wonderful way to do this on social media is join groups. What is your hobby? What is your passion besides Plexus? Mine is home decor, farmhouse style. So I've joined groups. I have connected with some great people. I have people on our team. I have customers from those groups. Find something you're genuinely interested in and connect. Ask a question in one of those groups. I was watching a video today by Tamara Holloway. She's a diamond, and she joined a bunch of mom groups, baby groups, because she had a baby. And what she started doing, which I had not even thought about this, and I'm going to think about how I can do this, is she had an issue with her baby sleeping. And so she noticed other moms were having issues with their baby sleeping. So she says, why don't I start a group with those moms who have troubles with infants sleeping? She started her own group. And so she said now some of those moms, through connecting through a mutual struggle they were all having with their infants, a group that she started, she's got some people on her team because they naturally were friends with her on Facebook, naturally saw her posts, joined her team, and now some of them are jewels on her team. And it all started over a common bond and her branching out and starting a group with moms simply struggling with infants who were having trouble sleeping. So think about when you join a group, if you see a commonality with some people, maybe branching out, even just a thread, and say, hey, let's all keep each other accountable. Let's all toss ideas around. Let's share pictures about a project we're all working on. Just depends on what your group is about. Find a way to connect. and add them as Facebook friends. And at the right time, I promise you, they're going to reach out to you about Plexus. It's happening naturally. You're not going into a group puking Plexus. In fact, you'll probably get kicked out. So you genuinely want to find groups that you have an interest in, connect through asking questions and participating and offering feedback to people, then adding them as a friend, and then they're going to see your post. You see how this works? You're growing your network through different avenues. This one is about finding your interests and connecting with people that way. Also, when you're posting, you want to be positive. Anytime you use a graphic, you want to make it clear, bright, and beautiful. Guys, if you don't know about filters, download some filter apps. There's Beauty Plus, Instagram has filters. People are drawn to beautiful pictures. So if you're going to post a graphic, make sure it's worthy of posting. Make sure it's bright, crisp, beautiful, not salesy, not like an advertisement. Make it personal. I'm telling you what, anytime I post a picture of me, it's being filtered. I'm not filtering it to where I don't have any wrinkles, but I'm filtering it to where it's better than, I want to draw people in. I don't want to scare them away. But so think about that. Really spend some time on your posts instead of just copying and pasting. You have to stand out. You have to be different to draw people in. Instagram is huge on pictures. You want your pictures to be crisp, clean, and bright and beautiful. You'll get more followers. And followers are what you want on Instagram. And then whenever I get a new follower on Instagram, first of all, I look. And if it's in a foreign language or it's some guy, I block them. I'm just telling you, I don't have time for any of that. But if it's somebody who like connects with one of my, pictures of my healthy food or whatever, I reach out and say, thank you so much for following me. And I try to strike up a conversation. Like if I notice they're a teacher, I tell them I'm a teacher and try to connect with them and get that relationship going. Another thing when you are posting, and Kelly may have gone over this too, but another way to expand your network is using hashtags. On Instagram, it's huge. So if I'm standing there with ProBio 5 and you can see some of my home decor in the background, you can betcha I'm doing all the ProBio 5, probiotics, healthy, gut health, blah, blah, blah. But then I'm doing farmhouse, shiplap, cozy, winter, country living. I'm doing other non-Plexus related hashtags to get my audience bigger and bigger. Somebody might be drawn in by a farmhouse decor hashtag, start following me, but guess what? They're going to end up seeing my Plexus posts. So again, this isn't overnight. This is a process, but it's so worth it. And I've made some of the coolest, greatest friends through social media that if I wouldn't have done this, if I wouldn't have joined groups, if I wouldn't have expanded my network, wouldn't have used these tools, I would never know to this day. So it's about who you know and who you're going to get to know through different ways of working your business and networking on purpose. Also, another thing Tamara Holloway mentioned was joining network marketing groups. She said, go to Facebook and type in network marketing, type in MLM, type in direct sales, and join a group or two. She said, don't join 30 groups like I did because you cannot keep up. You cannot be invested in that many, but one or two. And she said what she noticed is a lot of people are spamming their company, spamming their website on those groups. And she said, you've got to stand out. So you've got to market yourself differently than what you see in those groups, and people will be drawn to it. And then you will, once you connect with people, you're going to add them as a Facebook friend. And she said many times, people that have already fallen in love with the idea of network marketing, but maybe the company they chose isn't successful. Their comp plan isn't what they hoped it would be. If they become your Facebook friend, they're going to start seeing your Plexus post. And she says, I have people reaching out to me saying, it looks like you're really successful in your business. I'm doing blah, blah, blah. I'm not having success. Could you tell me a little bit about your company? You've already overcome that hurdle of trying to sell them on the idea of network marketing, to talk to them how great it is. They already love the idea. They just haven't found the right company. So join a couple of network marketing groups. Try to stand out and connect and be personable and friendly and really connect with people. And those people who are not in a successful company are going to be attracted to what you have, attracted by the posts that they see on your Facebook wall, because you're not going to be spamming. You're going to be personal, still be sharing your life. Share about Plexus in a way that's personal and gorgeous pictures and positive. And they're going to reach out to you and say, okay, girl, tell me about what you're doing, because I like what I see and I'm interested. So I didn't even think about doing that because I didn't want it to be people, basically I'm picturing people spamming. And she said, no, you market yourself differently and people are drawn to what you have, where you stand apart from the crowd that's out trying to spam people. So also, when you add new Facebook friends and Instagram friends, write them on your list. And I even put a little note like Facebook Farmhouse group or Instagram, so I know where I found them. So I can, whenever I'm making my calendar and I'm reaching out, I use that list and I write names down of who I'm going to touch base with, go like and comment and things like that. But that's going to come in another training. But the 3 tips I have tonight are: 1, who do you know? Use those list of tools that I gave you as memory joggers to write down who you already know, and you're going to be surprised. Number 2, the tips I gave you to how to grow your network in person. Also wearing Plexus swag in person. I forgot about that. Representing your company, being healthy and happy. You don't want to be wearing a Plexus shirt and griping out somebody who cut in line. I mean, you want to represent health and happiness. You have your Plexus gear on. Maybe you help an elderly person unload their grocery cart or put their groceries in their car. Give somebody a smile. Be very friendly with the clerk. Be setting your pink drink on the counter while you get out your debit card to pay for your groceries. Little things like that pique people's interest. So, and the third way is grow your network through social media. Facebook and Instagram are the 2 biggies, and use the tips I shared with you about that. So I'm going to stop there, and I'm going to stop the recording and then open it up for any questions. I have not looked at the chat. I can't look at chat and talk. So anyway, don't hang up. I'm just going to stop the recording. Thank you guys for tuning in tonight. And now we're